So what do you do when the motivation and passion for the thing that you love to do begins to fade away? This is something that is extremely hard and is likely happens to most of us and is going to happen to us at some point in our lives. The environment around you can make it extremely hard to chase your dreams and go after the things that mean the most to you in your life. In today's society, there's so many things around us, social media, just a constant world of comparing ourselves to others, looking at other people's paths, other people's journeys, and comparing our own to it. And this is when it can get so confusing and so hard, because eventually, without us even knowing it, we're chasing someone else's dream, chasing someone else's end goal, someone else's story is becoming our own. And it's important when this happens to take a step back, rewind everything back, and look where things have gone south. Start to get an understanding for why things are going wrong, where you started straying from your path, or where you started reaching for other things that you didn't set out for. We love when things are going bad to hop on Instagram and just start looking at other people's lives and get away from our own, where really this is just pushing our problems off and making things worse for us in the long term. We need to remember that it's extremely important to value and appreciate the time that we have chasing our dreams and chasing the goals and things that matter in our lives. Because time is one of the most important commodities in the world. We all get the same amount of it, and you'll never get it back. You have a certain limited amount of time that you can go after the things that you care about and even be in this world. So it's important that we really understand this and really try to cherish the times that we have doing the things that we love. And this can be really hard. When we're in the thick of things, you're not thinking to yourself like, oh, I only have so much time. You're thinking to yourself like, man, why isn't this going the way I want it to? I'm doing what I think I should be doing. Why isn't it happening for me? And if we can try to understand that we should just be appreciating these times, that's when things will open up more for us. Because when we're not in our heads and we're not overthinking, overanalyzing things, that's when things are great. And that's when things are fun and you're really going after the thing that you care about. Getting back on track doesn't need to be super complicated. It can be as easy as taking a trip to somewhere that you really enjoy to be. It can be as easy as going to somewhere that you really enjoyed to be when you were little or when you started the whole journey. Just being around the things that meant a lot to you when you started the whole thing can bring back all those memories and all those reasons why you started in the first place. And once you get back on track to that thing that you really care about, you can start to feel that desire that you felt at the beginning again. And this will help you push forward to where you want to be. In our world, it can be so easy to get sidetracked. And it's likely that it will eventually happen to all of us. And when we take this time to do this self-reflection and we go back and look at things in a different way, it's likely that we can find our way back to the way that we set out in the first place. It's often said that anything worth having in life takes time. And when you just truly sit back and think about this, it makes so much sense. The things that you truly appreciate in life, they're often the things that are special and don't come around super frequently. And things that are special and unique to you and your journey, they mean so much more because they're in tune with what you truly want. So it's important to take the time and really go after the things that you really want and go after them the way that you really want them. Because in the end, our dreams are all we really have. And it's a shame to let our dreams turn into somebody else's. Once we stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to do the things that we set out to do, we start to perform so much better. Things become more enjoyable again because we're doing it for the reasons that we set out for in the first place. Our goals are meant to be fun. They're meant to be something that brings us purpose to chase after. So what's actually the purpose of chasing after something that's going to bring you so much pain? Sometimes it can be that goals and aspirations can change. They still can be very similar, but as you grow and as you mature, you might want to take a little bit of a different path. Maybe things need to be tweaked or adjusted a little bit. But that's why it's so important to reflect and look at things from a different perspective. That's when you can find when you need to go down a different path or take a different approach to things. This doesn't make your goal any less special. It just makes it more fit to you. Chasing a dream can be so rewarding, but it's important to chase your dream, not somebody else's. When things aren't going well on our journeys, we love to automatically just get down on ourselves. When in theory, this is one of the worst things that we could do for ourselves. But it's really just human nature. And it's important to understand that it's something almost everybody does. You're not alone when you're thinking like that. It can be really helpful to let somebody else in. Talk with them and let them propel you forward to the place where you want to be. Oftentimes, you just need someone from an outside perspective to see what's happening. We can get so wrapped up and lost in what's going on in ourselves that the answer could be right in front of our eyes and we don't even see it. But somebody on the outside could see it instantly, just like that. People often think that they can do everything on their own, when in reality, we really can't. We need to let the people close to us help us. Somebody who knows you really well could point out to you very easily why things are not going the way that you want them to. When we get into these mindsets where we just want to think our way out of things and understand it and figure it out on our own, we just get farther and farther lost. Our own minds oftentimes can hold us back. When we let others help us, things can become so much easier. It can be scary to let other people into our own dreams and desires, but it can actually make things so much more special. When times are bad, it can be so easy to start thinking negatively about ourselves. But along the way, the things that trip us up and make us stumble are the things that really make the journey count. These are the times that really show us who we are and what we want. Having something to go after that you truly care about is one of the most rewarding things in life. So it's important to go after it with all you got. But it's also important to understand that it's not life or death. Give yourself some leeway sometimes, because things aren't always going to go perfect. They're not always going to go according to plan. And if they did, what would even be the fun in the whole process? If things just went perfectly, it won't mean as much to you at the end. So understand that this whole thing of life is a process. And those who put the most in, they typically get the most out. So stick to it. If you care about it, stick with it. You'll thank yourself later. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I know I've never made a video like this before, and I've been away for a while, but I've had some time to think about this whole YouTube thing and what I want to do with it. I really want to be able to help people and use my story to be able to pass along to others so others don't make the same mistakes that I've made, and just pass along some of the things that I've learned from others in my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it provides some sort of value to you or helps you in some way. I appreciate you so much for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you in the next one.